First things first, y'all. We ain't gonna do this, all right? Because I'm already seeing some videos of comments trying to slander Julius Indongo as a bum fighter, this, that, and the third. I've heard it all before, all right? You're not gonna do that, all right? This is a man who's came back from back-to-back title fights within less than 8 months, all right? Who's already engaged into an undisputed championship fight against Terence Crawford, okay? Don't. You're not gonna undermine this victory over Terence Crawford because I see that's what some of you guys are trying to do. Okay. Now, I did say that Terence Crawford was gonna win this fight. All right. However, will have to eat crow on certain things, which I'll admit. I thought this was gonna be a tougher fight. I thought he was gonna win this fight on points. But Terence Crawford got Julius Indongo out in 3 rounds. I did also say that if Terence Crawford makes easy work of Julius, so be it. The fact is that he is the undisputed light welterweight champion of the world. He is the only undisputed male fighter in the world, other than the female fighter, Cecilia Barakias over there in the female boxing division, right? So you're not going to take this away from Terence Crawford, okay? You're not going to undermine Julius Indongo. Point blank. That's all I have to say, all right? Now, on to the fight. Congratulations to Bud, man. He is the undisputed light welterweight champion of the world. He's collected all the belts. He is also the lineal champion, so he is the man, in my opinion. Now that he's done something that no one's been able to do the last decade as a male fighter, he is, in my opinion, the pound for pound number one. And I know Andre Ward sat there as a guest commentator, right? That kind of tells you something, right? It is a debate that we can all have on this. Who is the best fighter in the world, Terence Crawford or Andre Ward? I mean, I think that would be a very good debate we can all have on this platform. Okay. Now on to the fight. I did give Julius Indongo the first round. All right, I thought he was being a little bit more active. He was landing a couple of good counter shots here and there, and then Terence tried to lunge in, whatnot, and Julius was able to slip away and maneuver, try to give him some angles. And Terence was having a little bit of success here and there, but it was a fill out round between them both. But I gave it to Julius in the second round. A little bit back and forth. And then, Terence was able to put a little pressure on Indongo because that's like the only way you could beat him is to try to put pressure on him. But there was one knockdown in that second round that Terence put on Julius, which is questionable to me, because when Julius had ducked underneath to try to slip a punch, Terence's glove or his arm pushed down on Julius' head and he went down, and the referee scored that as a knockdown. I thought that was not a knockdown. I thought that should have been ruled a slip, in my opinion. I know Andre Ward and Teddy Atlas and the other commentator, they were wondering why did Julius Indongo get up so quickly, because they thought that he should have done that. Well, the thing is, he wasn't hurt because to me it was a push down rather than an actual knockdown, than a punch connected. So it is what it is. Terence Crawford got the round 10-8. Third round, Julius was trying to, get back to his game plan. Now he was trying to come forward a little bit, add a little pressure against Terence. And then next, when he came inside, Terence, in the exchanges, Terence got the best of him, and he hit him with a combination body shot that put him down to end the fight in the third round. The one thing I have to say about Julius, the mistake is that he was trying to loop his punches, man. He was trying to swing too wild, man. That's something you don't do against a guy like Terence Crawford, who is very seasoned and has a lot of pedigree, okay? All right, he can see those punches coming from a mile. That's something his corner should have told him. His corner should have told him to kind of shorten those punches, man. Put your combinations together like you did against Ricky Burns. Stick to your game plan, work off that jab, shorten your punches, because that's how he was able to beat Burns. And again, that I was expected the tactics that he was gonna play those tactics in this fight, but apparently he was trying to be a little bit aggressive. He got a little anxious, like Andre Ward had mentioned in the commentary, which I do have to agree. He was a little too anxious. He wasn't a bit relaxed. He was just trying so hard to try to be a little bit aggressive against Terence Crawford. I mean, that's something you don't do. And like I said, I just don't understand why couldn't he just stick to his game plan where when Terence was coming forward, he was able to get out of the way of Terence's punches, and he was able to counter him to some extent, like he did in the first round. So, hats off to Terence Crawford. Where does he go from here? I know Sergey Lipinets is in line for a title shot now. I know Amir Aman's the other mandatory for the WBC. So I would like for Terence to go ahead and make those defenses, if you ask me, in my opinion. I know there's talk about him moving up to welterweight. I really believe that maybe he should get a couple of defenses out of the way for his undisputed title, and then he can move up from there. And that's my take on it. Now, where does Julius Indongo go from here? I think Julius Indongo, this is not the end of him. I think he will be back in the ring. Well, depending on the payday that he got, it may not be too soon. Then again, we may never know. He got put down by a body punch. Anybody can get put down by a shot like that. He may be in the ring sooner than we expect. So, it's not the end of him. I think he can rebound from this. He can he can get a string of wins and get back in the title picture, which I assume he would. That's if Crawford stays at welterweight a little bit longer. Maybe he may not get a title shot soon, but other than that, we expect Crawford to move up after maybe one or two defenses of his undisputed crown, and then all the titles will be scattered around, and then Julius will somehow, some way, get back in the title picture and win a vacant title. So, hats off to both men for making this fight happen. Something we haven't seen in a decade. To the Namibians out there, don't be ashamed. Your fighter did, he made history to some extent. He was part of a historic championship fight. Even though he came up short, he didn't win it. Be proud of him, because he did something that it takes most fighters to do within years, to capture two titles he captured two titles within a short time span in a situation when he was an underdog. So be proud of him, man. You have nothing to be ashamed of. He definitely could come back. He's definitely putting Namibia on the map. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye out for all the fighters coming out of Namibia, or Africa in general. To be honest with you, I'm with Blood on this one. So shout out to Blood Boxing, by the way, on this. There's nothing more to be said about this. So I have to repeat myself. Do not take any credit away from Terence Crawford. All right, don't do that, because I've seen that's what some guys are doing right now in the comment section and in video responses. I will say one thing though. At least Terence Crawford did something that your heroes didn't do. Okay, he chased greatness and he got an undisputed championship, while your heroes like Gennady Golovkin and Sergey Kovalev had a chance of doing, but they didn't do it. So don't undermine Crawford for doing what those guys did. That's all I got to say about this. And let me know what your thoughts about this. Do you think Terence Crawford's pound for pound number one? I think he is now. Or do you think Andre Ward's still pound for pound number one? Let me know what your thoughts about this. Keep it respectful. Like I always say, I'm out.